Morocco's coach got fired 3 months before the World Cup, their best player nearly missed the tournament with an injury, and bookmakers had them as one of the least likely teams to escape their own group. Then they didn't just escape it, they beat Belgium, they beat Spain, they beat Portugal, they reached a place no African team, no Arab team, in 92 years of this tournament, had ever reached. Everyone called it a miracle. It wasn't. Here's how it actually works. Let's start with the basics, because the run only makes sense once you understand the shape of it. A World Cup has 2 stages. First, the group stage, for teams, 3 games each, top 2 go through, survive that, and you're into the knockouts, single match, lose, and you go home. No replay, no second leg, no mercy. Most underdog stories end in the group stage. A small team gets one big result, everyone writes the headlines, and then reality resets the table. Morocco didn't get one big result, they got a string of them. And a string is the part nobody saw coming, so here's the why, here's the actual mechanism behind it, the part the highlight reels skip. Morocco won by refusing to play the game everyone expected. Big footballing nations build attacks. Morocco built a wall. Across the tournament, they conceded 1 goal in 7 matches, 1, and it wasn't even scored by an opponent, it went in off their own player. In their very first game, everything after that, for 6 straight matches, the opposing net stayed empty against them. That's not luck, that's a system. A backline drill to stay compact, a goalkeeper, Yassine Bouno, reading the game like he'd seen it before it happened, and a midfield that tracked back like it was the only job on the field. Glamorous? No. Effective? Brutally. And here's the detail most explainers gloss over. Defense isn't the boring half of football, it's the half that decides who survives. Now, the escalation, because beating 1 giant is a story, beating 3 is a pattern. Round of 16, Spain, a team stacked with passing, possession, control, the kind of side that strangles you with the ball for 90 minutes. Morocco let them have it, let them pass it sideways, backwards, nowhere. The game went to penalties. Spain missed 3. Morocco didn't miss. Quarterfinal. Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest to ever play, started on the bench, came on late, couldn't find a way through. Morocco scored once, a header just before halftime, then spent the rest of the match doing what they'd done all tournament, closing the door and keeping it closed. That result alone rewired the record books. First African nation, first Arab nation, ever to reach a World Cup semi-final. Belgium, ranked 2nd in the world. Spain, a former champion. Portugal, with Ronaldo himself, all beaten by a team half the continent had written off before the plane landed. Whether the Giants liked it or not, the rules didn't bend for reputation, they never do. Here's the twist, the bit most fans miss entirely. Because it's not a tactic, it's a roster decision. Morocco's squad was built almost entirely from players who grew up outside Morocco, born in France, Belgium, Spain, the Netherlands, sons and daughters of immigrants, raised in European academies, eligible to play for the countries that trained them. Most chose Morocco anyway. That's not a footnote, that's the entire foundation, a nation drawing talent from its diaspora instead of just its borders, turning emigration into a recruiting pipeline nobody else had thought to build at that scale. It's also why the celebrations afterward weren't confined to Rabat or Casablanca, they spilled into the streets of Paris, Brussels, Madrid. Same flag, different continents, one team. So where does this connect to right now? The 2026 World Cup is the first to expand to 48 teams, with more spots specifically opened up for nations outside Europe and South America. Morocco's run is part of the reason that argument 1, federations that used to get 1 spot, maybe, are now being told, prove it, and teams built the way Morocco was built, diaspora-driven, defense first, allergic to giving up easy goals, suddenly look less like outliers and more like a blueprint other federations are trying to copy. Let's pull it together. A team with a fired coach, an injured star, and 0 expectations didn't get lucky once. They built a defense that gave nothing away, beat 3 football powers back to back to back, fielded a squad built from a global diaspora instead of a single map, and turned all of it into the deepest run an African or Arab nation had ever made. No accident, no fluke, no single hero, just a system executed by players who had something to prove and nowhere else they'd rather prove it. The game didn't change, you did. You're welcome. Subscribe if you like this, it really means a lot.